ආයුබෝවන් සුබ උදෑසනක් ඔබ සැමට. ගරුතර ස්වාමින් වහන්සේලාගෙන් අවසරයි. සහභාගී වෙන සෑම දෙනාගෙන්ද අවසරයි. අප මේ සූදානම් වී සිටින්නේ වෙසක් මංගල්‍ය සැමරීමටයි. ඉතින් අපි හැමෝටම ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා අපිත් එක්ක සහභාගී වෙනවට.
Good morning to all of you, Most Venerable Sumanavansa Thero, Venerable Sarada Thero, and participants. As we all know, we are gathered here today to celebrate Vesak. First of all, we would like to thank everyone for being here with us on this special occasion.
වෙසක් කියන්නේ අති විශේෂ දවසක්. ඒ මොකද බුදුරජාන් වහන්සේගේ ඉපදීම, බුදුවීම සහ පිරිනැමීම පෑම සිදු වූයේ අද වගේ දවසක නිසා. මේ ගැන තවත් විස්තර කිරීමට කුංචි නංගිලා මල්ලිලා තුන්දෙනෙක් සූදානම් වී සිටිනවා. අපි දැන් ඒට සවන් දෙමු.
Vesak is a very important day for Buddhists because the Buddha's birth, enlightenment, and passing away took place on this day. Our second grade friends are enthusiastically waiting to explain more about it. Let's hear about Te Magula now. The participants are Oliver Burgoyne, Senumi Karuna Ratna, and Minuka Vikramasinghe.
Magi nama Minuka. Mamai magi yalu Vesak poya dausa. Vesak kama kata kraniyane. Buddha sadhu ipadune Vesak poya dausika. Aridu dedas pansi kata. Calling 2,500 years ago. Siddhartha Raju Tata Amma Mamaya Deviya Egungnu Goda Honda Aya Oyalla Lumini Sal Uyana Dakala Nanedo Menna Balannako Lumini Sal Uyana Malpirilla Harima Lassanai Me Mamai Devya me alut ipidunne punchi kumariya. Ipidunne gama ya adi hatak evidalu. Mewage lassana dalungmal hatta hipuna Kumariya mama aya ipidinna kila kiwa Kumariya vishesha kenek Kunchi Kumariya Siddhartha kila namatibba Senumi Oliver Oyalata Tawa Vistara Kila Denawa. Thank you, Minka. I don't. Magan Musini. Namame Hadla Tine Siduhat Tapa Tuma Sri Mahabodhi Mulla Uduna Hati. Meka Hadanna Mata Tatat Udaw Kala. Mama Deng Oyalata Kianna Yanne Siduhat Tapasatuma Budu ina Hati. Siduhat Kumaya Margaving Sepa Sampat Eka Satinting Jivat Una. Kale Oho Yashodra Kumari Eka Vivaha Una. Vesak Kumariya Maligaving Elia Yanakuta Satara Pera Nemiti Dekka. ඒ කියන්නේ මාළු වුණ කෙනෙක්, ලෙඩ වුණ කෙනෙක්, මියගිය කෙනෙක්, හාපිවිති වුණ කෙනෙක්. මේවා දැකපු කුමාරයාට ජීවිතේ දුක තේරුණා. ඊට පස්සේ කුමාරයා දුක නැති කරන විදියක් හොයන්න යශෝදා කුමාරියයි පුංචි රාහුල කුමාරියයි තාලා මාලිගාවෙන් පිටි වුණා. ඔහු ගුරුවරුන් සොයමින් ගමින් ගමට දෙනුම රැස් කළා. ඉඟට ගොඩක් දුක් දීලා භාවනා කරලා බැලුවා. අන්තිමට දුකත් නැති සැපත් නැති නැතුම් පිළිවෙත හරි බව ඔහුට තේරුණා. එයින් පසුව ඔහු බුද්ධ ගයන් නවර ශ්‍රී මහා බෝධි මුල භාවනා කරලා වසක් පොය දවසක් බුදු වුණා. Thank you, Senumi. Awa Bawan. I am Oliver. After enlightenment, Buddha focused on teaching Buddhism and helping other living beings. As a teacher, Buddha wandered from place to place with a group of loyal followers. He helped people who were suffering, nations who were in war, spread his loving kindness, empathy, and peaceful mindfulness towards all living beings. Later, Buddha visited his old city and palace to share his understanding and knowledge with people. Queen Yasodhara and his son Rahula were able to understand his teaching. They forgave him for leaving and became Buddhists. He traveled to many places and taught Dhamma for 45 years. Buddha was traveling with monks to Kashingar. One evening, he and several monks stayed in the home of Chunda. At Dana is his home. Buddha was offered a dish called Sakulama Dahavaha, which made him very sick and weak and tired. Buddha laid down under 2 salt trees and passed away on Vesak Moon Poya Day. He was 80 years old.
හරිම ලස්සනයි.
Oh, Arima Lasanai. We would like to thank Kumuduni and Vichitra aunties and Tilanka uncle for coordinating this program.
දැන් තවත් පුංචි නංගිලා මල්ලා පිරිසක් සූදානම් වී සිටිනවා බෞද්ධ කොඩිය ගැන සහ වෙසක් කාඩ් ගැන විස්තර කිරීමට. මෙන්න ඔබට පුංචි අපෙන් වෙසක් ආසිරි.
Now let's give a chance to our little brothers and sisters to show and explain a little bit about the Buddhist flags and making Vesak cards. Here's Punchi Apin Vesak Asiri. The participants are Disini Sirivardhana, Risansi Vikrama, Saha Siddhisena, Yenut Jayaratna, and Anya Gaspe.
Everyone, I and my friends Disini, Risansi, Sas, and Yenut are going to make Buddhist flags and Vesak greeting cards to celebrate Vesak.
Oh, අපි බෞද්ධ කොඩේ ලස්සන වෙසක් කාඩුවේ හදන්න යන්නේ. Friends, what do you know about the Buddhist flag? I know that the Buddhist flag was designed in Sri Lanka in 1885. Later, it became the international Buddhist flag. The Buddhist flag has 6 stripes. The first 5 stripes are blue, yellow, red, white, orange. The final stripe contains all those colors. Let's see what those colors mean. Blue represents peace and universal compassion. Yellow represents the middle path.
Red represents blessings of practicing.
White represents the purity of Dhamma. Orange represents wisdom. The final stripe represents the combination of all those virtues. Then අපි ලස්සන බෞද්ධ කොඩිය හදන්න යන්නේ.
අමාදහර දිය ගලා ගලා තුරුලතා තුලින්
Then අපි ලස්සන වෙසක් cards හදන්න යන්නේ. අපි යාළුවට දෙන්න.
සලා ජය හඬින් ලොවට සිහනද පතුරා ලෝ සත හතරින් ජනිත වුණා අමාදහර දිය ගලා ගලා තුරුලතා තුලින් මල් පියලි සලා
මේ බලන්න අපි ලස්සන වෙසක් cards. ඔබ සමට සුබ වෙසක්. සුබ වෙසක්. Vesak. Subu Vesak.
හරිම ලස්සනා නේද අපේ නංගිලා මල්ලාගේ වෙසක් නිර්මාණ ටික.
Oh, Harima Lasanai. We would like to thank Nalika, Chamila, Reshani, and Niranjala aunties for their commitment to this.
කවුරුත් කැමතිනේ තොරන් බලන්න නේද? ඉතින් මෙන්න අපේ පුංචි තොරන් රාජයා. මේක හැදුවේ වරුණි ආන්ටි ඇතුළේ පවුලේ සම.
We all like to see pandals, right? It usually illustrates a story of a Jataka tale. Here is our small pandal, which illustrates important events in the Buddha's life. Hope you'll enjoy it.
Good afternoon. This Torana represents significant events of Lord Buddha's life. පළවෙනි චිත්‍රයෙන් නිරූපණය වන්නේ සිදුහත් කුමරාගේ ඉපදීමයි.
The first picture shows the birth of Prince Siddhartha.
දෙවෙනි චිත්‍රයෙන් නිරූපණය වන්නේ තරුණ සිදුහත් කුමරු ශිල්ප දැක්වීමයි.
The second picture shows the young prince performing a bow and arrow.
තුන්වෙනි චිත්‍රයෙන් නිරූපණය වන්නේ සතර පෙර නිමිති.
The third picture shows the four sights, seeing an old man, a sick man, a dead man, and a monk.
හතරවෙනි චිත්‍රයෙන් නිරූපණය වන්නේ බුදු වීමයි.
The fourth picture shows the enlightenment.
පස්වෙනි චිත්‍රයෙන් නිරූපණය වන්නේ ධම්මචක්කපවත්තන සූත්‍රය පස්වග මහණුන්ට දේශනා කිරීමයි.
The fifth picture shows the first sermon at the Isipatana Deer Park.
හයවෙනි චිත්‍රයෙන් නිරූපණය වන්නේ නාලාගිරි දමනයයි.
The sixth picture shows the taming of Nalagiri the tusker.
හත්වෙනි චිත්‍රයෙන් නිරූපණය වන්නේ සම්බුද්ධ පරිනිර්වාණයයි.
The seventh picture shows the Buddha's passing away.
තොරණ බලන්න ආවට ස්තුතියි.
Thank you for coming to visit the Dorana.
What a beautiful pandal! Do you think it's a good idea to watch a Vesak drama now?
Yes, that's a great idea.
Then let's give a chance to our 4th and 5th grade friends.
මෙම නාට්‍ය නිර්මාණය කර තිබෙන්නේ සම්මෝධමාන ජාතක කතාව ඇසුරනි.
The script is written by Mr. G.L. Chandrapala. The participants are Dami Silva, Dasandu Fernando, Dinuda Karunaratna, Sanulu Lianage, Satika Sirivardhana, Shehan Chandrasekara, Sayuru Kulugamana, and Nemeth Hewa Vidarna.
දැක්ක නේද? ඔය එන්නේ අපේ එක්කෙනා අත් දෙක වනවන. අදත් වටුව අහු වෙලා නෑ වගේ. එයා නිකන් වැද්දෙක් නෙවෙයි, වටු වැද්දෙක්. මොකද්ද අද උනේ? අවත් වටුව ආවුනේ නැද්ද?
මේ ළඟදී ඉඳලා වටුව ටික ඔක්කොම එක පාටට දැල උස්සාගෙන පටන් ගත්තා. උන්න ඒක උස්සාගෙන කටුවකුලක පටලවලා කටුවකුල යට රිංගලා බේරිලා යනවා. අන්තිමට මම ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ පස්සෙන් එළවලා ගිහින් තමයි මගේ දැල ආපු ගන්නේ. මට නම් හොඳටම ඇති වෙලා.
ඔය ඔක්කොම සිද්ධ වුණේ අර නායක වටුවා සීලයකට ආවට පස්සේ.
ඔව් බලන්න ඕනෑ ඌ උපදෙස් දෙන හැටි. හැමෝම ඒ උපදෙස් පිළිපදිනවා.
ඉතින් අපේ උන් දැලක් උස්සගෙන ඊළ යනකම් ඔය බලන් ඉන්නවද? මේ මටත් ආසයි මේක බලන්න. අනික මට ඔහෙට උදව් කරන්නත් පුළුවන් වෙන්න.
අනේ ඔහෙගේ උදව් එක්ක කමක් නෑ. ඉතින් හෙට ගිහින් බලමුකෝ. එතකොටවත් තේරෙන්නේ.
පස්සේ දවසේ අපි දෙන්නම වටුව අල්ලන්න ගියා පාන්දරේ. ඔයාවේ ඔක්කොම වටුව ටික විසි කරමු දාන්න.
ඔන්න මම දල විසි කරනවා.
ඔයාට මගේ ඔළුවම පාගන්න ඕනේද? ආවා මෙතන මගේ ඔළුව උඩින් යන්න. මමත් හිටියේ වෙලාවක් කෙනකක් තමයි. ඇයි ඔයා මගේ ඔළුව පෑගුවේ? පිස්සුද හලෝ? කවද්ද? මට මතක නෑ. එහෙනම් මතක් කරන්න. මටත් විදුන මේම වගේ.
පොඩ්ඩක් එහාට වෙන්න. මම හිරෝ වෙලා.
එන්න එපා මාව තල්ලු කරන්න. මමත් හිරෝ වෙලා ඉන්නේ.
ගන්නකෝ ඔයාගේ බර ගෙඩිය එහාට. අපිට එර නෑ.
ආයෙත් තල්ලු කරනවා. මෙන්න මටත් පුළුවන් තල්ලු කරන්න.
මම මෙතන ඉස්සර වෙලා හිටියේ. දැන් ඔය මොකද්ද මෙතන කරන්නේ? ඔයා කොහොමද එහෙම කියන්නේ? නෑ මමයි මෙතන හිටියේ. හරියට මෙයාට ලියන දීලා වගේ ඒ කතාව. ආයෙත් කීටේන වෙලාවක් නෑ. මතකනේ දැල්ලේ හිරස් වලින් අපේ ඔළුව දාලා තද කරලා අල්ලගෙන අපි ඔක්කොම එකා වගේ පිහාටු ගාලා උඩට යනවා. දැන් අපි කටු අකුල උඩට දැල්ල වීසි කරමු. දැන් යටින් රිංගලා ගිහින් බේරමු. දැන් අපි ඔක්කොම ගොඩ. නායකතුමාට ජය වේවා. නායකතුමාට ජය වේවා. නායකතුමාට ජය වේවා.
මොකද්ද දැන් අපි කරන්නේ? දැන් බලාගත්තන වැඩේ සිද්ධ වෙන හැටි. ආයිත් අපේ ජීවිතයට මේ වටු ටික නම් අල්ලගන්න බැරි වයි.
ඔව් අපි පෙරදුනා වටුවන්ගේ සමගයේදී.
ෂා හරිම විශිෂ්ට නිර්මාණයක් මේක. මම හරිම ආසයි ඒකට.
We would like to thank Inoka and Janani aunties and Chandrapala and Anura uncles for making the beautiful Vesak drama.
දැන් අපි අවස්ථාවක් දෙමු තවත් නංගිලා මල්ලිලා පිරිසකට කරණීය මැති සූත්‍රය පැහැදිලි කිරීමට.
Now it is time for our third grade brothers and sisters to explain about the Karaniyametta Sutra. The participants are Bihan Lianage, Deujan Lisanayaka, Imam Yegoda, Pawani Munasingha, Sayuru Kulugamana, Senul Jayaratna, Disum Lianage, Akindu Vaniga Surya, Senut Ratnayaka, and Minaya Gunasekara.
Karaniya Metta Sutta is commonly known as the Discourse of Loving Friendliness or Metta Sutta. It is often chanted by the monks in Theravada tradition. This sutta consists of 10 verses and emphasizes both the virtuous qualities and the meditative development that benefits one's spiritual enhancement. It specifies that the significance of being non-deceptive, sincere and easy to correct, and being gentle can gradually eliminate one's unworldliness.
Karaniya metta kusudena yantan santam padam avisameccha sakko ujucha sujucha suvacha chassa mudo anatimani. That means one skilled and good wishing to attain that state of peace should act thus. One should be able, straight, upright, obedient, gentle, and humble.
Santusakocha suborocha appakichocha salahukavati santinjiocha nipikocha appakapo kulesa anamikito. The meaning is one should be content, easy to support, with few duties, living lightly, controlled in senses, discreet, not impudent, and unattached to families.
Nachakudam samachare kinchina vinyu pave upavadeyum Sukhinova kemino hontu sabbe sata bhavantu sukhitata. One should not do any slight wrong which the wise might censure. May all beings be happy and secure. May all beings have happy minds. Yekhechi pala bhutatti tasavata varava anavasesa digavae mahantava machima rasakanukatula. Whatever living beings there may be, without exception weak or strong, long or large, medium, short, subtle or gross.
Santi avidure bhutava sambhave siva sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta. Visible or invisible, living near or far, born or coming to birth, may all beings have happy minds.
Naparo paranni kubbeta nadi manyeta kacchakinang kanchi vyarosana patiga sanya nanyamanyasa dukkamichaya. Let no one deceive another, nor despise anyone anywhere. Neither from anger nor ill will should anyone wish harm to another. Matayataniyam buddham ayusa eka puttamanuраkke evam pi sabba bhutesu vanasam bhave abhimanam. As a mother would risk her own life to protect her only child, even so towards all living beings one should cultivate a boundless heart.
Mettancha sabbalokasmim manasam bhavaye apirimanam uddam adocha thiriyansha asambadam averam asapattam. One should cultivate for the entire world a heart of boundless loving friendliness, above, below, and all around, unobstructed without hatred or resentment.
Tichan chara nisim nova sayanova yavatasa vigatamito etan sati naditeya brahmametan viharan idamahu. whether standing, walking, or sitting, lying down, or whenever awake, one should develop this mindfulness. This is called divinely dwelling here. Nittincha anupagamma silava dasvanena sampanno kamesu vinaya gedam nahi jatu gamma seyang unareti. Not falling into erroneous views, but virtuous and endowed with vision. Removing desire for sensual pleasures, one comes never again to birth in the womb.
Etena sajja vajjena sottite hotu sabbada. Etena sajja vajjena sottite hotu sabbada. Etena sajja vajjena sottite hotu sabbada. By the power of this truth, may you always have well-being. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි නංගිලා මල්ලිලාට. හරිම වටිනවා ඒ පැහැදිලි කිරීම.
Thank you so much. Nicely done.
We would like to thank Dilusha and Varni aunties for this commitment.
By the way, would you like to watch another Vesak drama now?
Yes, I would love to. Let's give another chance to our 4th and 5th grade friends. This drama is called Each Kindness.
The script is written by Mr. Samantha Heomanage. The participants are Hiruka Heomanage, Samidhi Mudalige, Sunet Mudalige, Yumet Jayawardana, and Dinuda Karunaratna. After the drama, I would like to invite Yehansa Disanayaka and Risindi Magalage to carry forward the rest of the program.
Winter snow fell on everything, turning the world a brilliant white. One morning as we settled into our seats, the classroom door opened and the principal came in. She had a girl with her.
This is Maya.
Maya looked down at the floor. I think I heard her whisper, "Hello." We all stared at her. Her coat was open and the clothes beneath it looked old and ragged. Her shoes were spring shoes, not meant for the snow. A strap on one of them had broken.
Say good morning to our new student.
Most of us were silent. The only seat was next to me. That's where our teacher put Maya. And on that first day, Maya turned to me and smiled. But I didn't smile back. I moved my chair, myself and my books, a little farther away from her. With my way, I turned to the window and stared out at the snow. And every day after that, when Maya came into the classroom, I looked away and I didn't smile back. My best friends that year were Kendra and Sophie. At lunchtime, we walked around the schoolyard, our fingers laced together, whispering secrets into each other's ears. One day while we were near the slide, Maya came over to us. She held open her hands to show us the shiny jacks and tiny balls she had gotten for her birthday.
It's a high bouncer!
Some of us wanted to play, so Maya played a game against herself. That afternoon, when we got back into class, Maya whispered to me,
Bet you can't guess who the new Jacks champion of the world is.
Behind me, Andrew whispered,
Chloe's got a new friend. Chloe's got a new friend.
"She's not my friend." The weeks passed. Every day we whispered about Maya, laughing at her clothes, her shoes, the strange food she had brought for lunch. Some days Maya held out her hand to show us what she had brought to school. A deck of cards, pickup sticks, a small tiny doll. Whenever she asked us to play, we said no. The days grew warmer and warmer. The snow thawed. Grass began growing where snow had once been. One day Maya came to school wearing a pretty dress and fancy shoes. But the shoes and dress looked like they belonged to another girl before Maya.
I have a new name for her. Never knew. Everything she has comes from a second-hand store.
Maya stood by the fence. She was holding a jump rope, but did not come over to us to ask if we wanted to play. After a while, she folded it double, rolled up the ends around each hand, and started jumping. She jumped around the whole schoolyard without stopping. She didn't look up once, just jumped, jumped, and jumped. The next day, Maya's seat was empty in class that way. We were talking about kindness. Our teacher had brought a big bowl into class and filled it with water. We all gathered around her desk and watched her drop a small stone into it. Tiny waves rippled out away from the stone.
This is what kindness does. Each little thing we do goes out like a ripple into the world.
Miss Albert let us each drop the stone as we told her what kind things we had done. Joseph had held the door for his grandmother. Kendra helped change her baby brother's diaper. Even mean old Andrew had done something.
I carried teacher books up the stairs.
Miss Albert said it was true. I stood there holding Miss Albert's rock in my hand, silent.
Even small things count, Chloe.
But I couldn't think of anything and passed the stone on. Maya didn't come to school the next day, or the day after that. Each morning, I walked to school slow, hoping this would be the day Maya returned and she'd look at me and smile. I promised myself this would be the day I smiled back.
Remember, children, each kindness makes the whole world a little better.
My seat remained empty, and one day our teacher announced to the class that Maya wouldn't be coming back.
Maya's family had to move away.
Then she told us to take out our notebooks. It was time for spelling. That afternoon, I walked home alone. When I reached the pond, my throat filled with all the things I wish I would have said to Maya. Each kindness I had never shown. I threw small stones into it, over and over, watching the way the water rippled out and away, out and away. Like each kindness done and not done. Like every girl, someone holding a small gift out to someone, and that someone turning away from it. I watched the water ripple as the sun set through the maples, and the chance of a kindness with Maya became more and more forever gone.
The end. Buddha told us to be kind to everyone, including animals and to the environment we live in. He taught us to be kind by example.
He rescued Sopaka, who was left to die in a cemetery by his stepfather.
He helped Sunitha, a low-caste street cleaner, ignored by society, by making him a disciple of Dhamma.
He helped Lady Patachara, who lost all her family, tragically realized that nothing is permanent.
He saved Angulimala from killing his own mother and made him a bhikshu.
It's not enough to empathize and pity when we see someone in need. We need to take action. We should take every opportunity presented to us to be kind in others without hesitation. Thank you.
ලස්සන නාට්‍යයක් නේද? අපි ගොඩක් ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා අපේ මේ නංගිලා මල්ලිලාගේ කැපවීමට.
Yes, beautifully done. We greatly appreciate the commitment and effort of our little brothers and sisters. Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate Samantha Uncle for creating this beautiful drama.
මෙම වැඩසටහනේ පළමු කොටස මෙහෙයවීම වෙනුවෙන් අපි සත්නි සහ මන්තුෂී සොයිරියන් දෙදෙනාට බොහොමත්ම ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා. දැන් අපි අවධානය යොමු කරමු අපේ සොයිරු සොයරියන්ගේ ධර්මය පිළිබඳ සාකච්ඡාවට.
Now let us pay attention to the discussion and presentation done by our friends in Level 6 class based on Dhamma lessons they have learned during their stay in Dhamma school. The participants are Satmi Lianage, Nivindi Fernando, Irini Munasinghe, and Numet Jayawathan.
Hi, my name is Satmi Lianage. Today, I've chosen to talk briefly about the Piyajatika Sutta. This sutta poses the question, do the ones we love always bring us happiness? Well, the obvious answer is yes, of course, they bring me happiness every day. That is not the correct one. Let me tell you a quick story. So there was once a woman named Vishaka, and she had many children. One day, she came to the Buddha crying really hard. The Buddha then asked her, "What's wrong?" And she said, "One of the kids died." The Buddha asked, "You love those kids, don't you?" And she said, "Yes, I love them a lot." The Buddha then asked her, "Do you wish that all the children in the village were yours?" And she responded with, "Of course I do. I love children." The Buddha then asked her, "How many kids do you think die in the village each day?" She said, "A few." The Buddha asked her again, the Buddha told her, "If that is the case, you would be crying like this every day." Then Vishaka realized how her love for the children will eventually bring her sorrow, and having more children to love will only bring her more sorrow. Therefore, the happiness that your loved ones bring is temporary, because that great amount of happiness that you have when you're with them will only translate to that much sadness once you lose them, which will inevitably happen because everything is impermanent. Even material objects that you love will bring you sadness, like your house or maybe one of your toys. Because when it's gone, you'll be so sad. You might be advised to let go of all attachments, because when there is nothing to love, there's nothing that can bring you sadness. However, this might not be the best approach, because first of all, it's pretty hard. And in my opinion, you should continue loving what you love, but not more than necessary. And you should just keep in mind that everything is temporary and how the ones we love will eventually bring us sadness. Thank you. Teruan Saranai.
Good morning. My name is Nivindi Fernando, and I would like to share something interesting that I learned in Dhamma school. I would like you to imagine a scenario. You are arguing with someone, and all of a sudden, they yell at you or hit you. What would you do? Would you yell back at them? Would you hit them? Or would you keep arguing with them? Trick question. The answer is none of those. If someone yells at you or hits you, the first thing you would do is thank them. But why would you ever thank someone for harming you? Think about this. Although the other person's actions towards you are inexcusable, there is some good that comes from those actions. And it's all because of karma. Throughout our journey in the samsara, each and every one of us generates and pays off karma, both good and bad. And as we all know, what goes around comes around. If you do good, good will come back to you. And if you do bad, bad will come back to you. However, karma is not limited to this life only. Karma generated from previous lives can still affect you in this life. This is the reason why people who do good still experience bad things, even if they have done no wrong. This is also the reason why people who do bad still experience good things, even though we may think it's undeserved. So, back to my scenario. If someone yells at you or hits you, this is a form of bad karma that may have come from a previous life. And by inflicting bad karma on you, the other person is paying off that karma for you. So, in a way, they are actually helping you. This is why you would thank them. But you still might be thinking, sure, they might have helped me by getting rid of my bad karma, but what they did still hurt me. Why should I be kind to a person who wasn't kind to me? Well, you're in luck, because karma has an answer for that too. Fundamentally, not all karma is the same. Like I mentioned before, karma can be good or bad. But the effects of karma are not the same either, since they vary depending on who the karma is inflicted upon. Let me show you an example. The Lord Buddha, when conversing with the Venerable Ananda, explains this karmic cycle as such. Herein, Ananda, by giving a gift to an animal, the offering may be expected to repay 100-fold. By giving a gift to an immoral ordinary person, the offering may be expected to repay 1,000-fold. By giving a gift to a virtuous ordinary person, the offering may be expected to repay 100,000-fold. By giving a gift to one outside the dispensation, who is free from lust for sensual pleasures, the offering may be expected to repay 100,000 times 100,000-fold. By giving a gift to one who has entered upon the way to the realization of the fruit of stream entry, the offering may be expected to repay incalculably, immeasurably. And just like the Lord Buddha explained for good karma, the process of bad karma is similar. If you do something bad, like yelling to an animal, the bad action will be repaid or developed 100 times more. If you do something bad to a bad person, the bad action will be repaid 1,000 times more, and so on and so forth. So, why does this matter in your situation? Well, because although karma has been taken away from you, whatever karma you do next will affect you in some way. If you decide to be mean to the person who was mean to you, bad karma will develop from your action and come back to affect you much worse. But if you instead decide to be kind to the person who was mean to you, good karma will develop from your action and come back to affect you for the better. However, more importantly, Buddhist social ethics teaches that one shouldn't do anything to others that they wouldn't want done to themselves. This means that just as you dislike suffering and harassment and wish to be happy, the other person also dislikes suffering and harassment and wishes to be happy. We are all more alike than we think, and we human beings inherently want to be treated nicely. So the best thing to do would be to treat others nicely. So, in conclusion, even though the other person yelled at you or hit you, you should thank them. Not only because they paid off bad karma for you, but also because being kind to them will prevent you from developing more bad karma in the future. And as a bonus, you might leave the person speechless, since they may not expect a thank you after hitting you. Also, they'll probably apologize later, and you can move on with your day knowing that you have paid off some karma and prevented more bad karma from arising. Teruvan Saranai, may you all be blessed by the Noble Triple Gem.
I'm going to be talking about the practice of giving. The practice of giving is recognized as one of the most basic positive human qualities, a quality that expresses one's humanity and generosity. In Buddhism, we talk about giving alms, which makes merit. The amount of merit we gain varies according to 3 factors: the quality of the donor's motive, the spiritual purity of the recipient, and the kind of gift given. We know that we experience the results of our actions. Good deeds lead to good results, and bad deeds lead to bad results, meaning that we have to try and create as much good karma as possible. The donor's will, or purpose, and the generosity associated with wisdom before, during, and after an act of generosity is an important factor in the practice of giving. Wise giving is understanding that according to karma, the generous act will bring beneficial results in the future. With that, you should always give with the aim of enhancing one's effort to become enlightened. The most excellent motive for giving is the intention that it strengthens one's effort to attain Nibbana. Alms should be given without any expectations. The worthier the receiver, the greater the benefits that will come to the donor. So it is good to give to the holiest people available. But it is always good to give to someone who isn't necessarily spiritually advanced. As long as the donor's intention is good, the donor will earn merit from their act of giving. The goal of the Buddhist path is to end a repeated existence in samsara. The Buddha says that the practice of giving will help us in our efforts to purify the mind and will help us to develop virtue, concentration, and wisdom. Therefore, the ultimate goal of giving is to gain merit, which leads us to attaining Nibbana and ending one's cycle of suffering or samsara.
Say good morning to our new student. This is what kindness does. Each little thing we do goes out like a ripple into the world. Even small things count, Chloe. Remember, children, each kindness makes the whole world a little better. Maya's family had to move away. The end. Buddha told us to be kind to everyone, including animals and into the environment we live in. He taught us to be kind by example. It is not enough to empathize and pity when we see someone in need. We need to take action. We should take every opportunity presented to us and be kind to others without hesitation. Thank you.
I'm going to be talking about how hard it is to become a human. If you take all the soil on earth and take a pinch of it, that's your chance of becoming a human in your next life. Although there are billions of human beings, all the odds are against their birth compared to other living beings on this planet like animals. There are so many obstacles that prevent someone to be born as a human being. All the karma you have accumulated throughout this life and past lives plays a role in whether you are born as a human. The good karma that you have accumulated will help you be born as a human, and then learning the Dhamma will help you attain Nibbana. Here's a story that explains how hard it is to become a human. There once was this turtle who was blind in one eye that would come to the shore of a beach on a full moon. There were these two pieces of wood that when they came together, they created a hole in the middle of the conjoined piece. These two pieces of wood traveled separately throughout the ocean, but on the full moon, they happened to wash up on shore and fit perfectly together. The turtle then slowly crawled up to the piece and peered through the hole with its non-blind eye and could see the full moon lined up through the hole. This story seems very unbelievable because it was based on chance, and it also shows how hard it is to become a human. It is not impossible, so we need to accumulate good karma to become a human again.
That's very informative. Thank you so much, friends. We would like to thank Sanjay Uncle for his commitment to this.
ස්තුතියි. දැන් අපි හැමෝම එකතු වෙලා භක්ති ගීත කියමු.
Yes, let us all sing Bhakti Gita now.
පළමුවෙන්ම මම හොඳ ළමයෙක් ගීතය ගයන්නේ පවනි, සහස්, එමා, ආන්‍යා, අකිඳු, තිසුම්, රිසන්සි, දිසිනි, මිනායා, සෙනුල්, යෙනුත්, දෙව්ජාන් සහ සයිරු.
Vesak
We would like to extend our gratitudes to Kanchana and Nalika aunties for their dedication.
අපි මෙත්මල් පිබිදේවා ගීතයට සවන් දෙමු.
The participants are Senumi, Minuka, Dami, Samidhi, Sunat, Desandu, Setika, Hiruka, Senya, Sinali, and Dimula. We would like to extend our sincere gratitude to Janani Auntie.
දැන් අපි මල් සුගන්ධේ දම් සුගන්ධේ ගීතයට සවන් දෙමු.
The participants are Risini, Mantashi, Manduli, Manhasa, Risinu, Lisat, Siat, Shehan, Amaya, Seniti, Yahansa, Nivindi, and Manu.
සුගන්ධේ ගම් සුගන්ධේ සිල් සුරන් රැපාවලා සම්බුදුන් සම්භාවනීයයි සාදු සාදු වන්දනා Sugandhe sil suran rapavela Sambudun sambhavaniyai sadhu sadhu vandana Maharajun tun singhale hemaiye dadaskam kare Eyam kundamin tamale mas pavaviskam kare Maharajun tun singhale
We would like to extend our gratitudes to Udani Auntie, Bhagya Uncle, and Manvita for creating this beautiful video.
දැන් අපි යමුද වෙසක් බලන්න?
Vesak Balan, but where?
ලෝකෙ වටේ.
Vesak around the world. What a great idea. Participants are Sanati Hevamanmila, Vishndu Vitanarachige, Nemi Heva Vitana, Vivanya Disanayaka, Lily Megura, and Talusha Vikram Singh.
Hi, I'm Santhi Heomanagi, and I'm going to be talking about Vesak in Nepal. Vesak is celebrated once a year. This year it falls on the 26th of May. The date of Vesak changes each year as it takes place at the time of the first full moon of the ancient lunar month of Vesak, or Vesaka as called in Nepal, which usually falls in May or early June. Each Buddhist culture has its own traditions for the day, but it is celebrated in lots of different countries, including many across Asia, such as India, Nepal, Thailand, and North and South Korea. Many Buddhists will go to their local temple, and some might even stay there throughout the day and night of the full moon. Many will do good deeds, take part in chanting and meditation, reflect on Buddhist teachings, bring offerings to the temple, and share food with people. Vesak signifies three major events in the Buddha's life: the birth of the Buddha, the enlightenment of the Buddha, and the passing away of the Buddha. This year we will be celebrating the 2558th anniversary of Gautama Buddha's life. Around 563 BC, the Buddha was born in Lumbini Orchard in Nepal. He was a prince of Shakya. He attained enlightenment while sitting under a bodhisattva tree. He died while laying on a cot in between two salt trees. Vesak is commonly known as Buddha Jayanti in Nepal. In Nepal, the Buddha is worshipped by about 10% of the population. Vesaka is a public holiday in Nepal. On May 22, 1951, for the first time in Nepalese history, a public holiday was inaugurated to commemorate Vesak, and on February 19, 1956, an announcement was made to ban killing and any other form of violence in Lumbini on the day of Vesak. It is celebrated on the full moon day of May. The event is celebrated in a gentle and serene way, by not running or talking loudly. The Nepal government has banned violence and killing on this day. Many people go to the local Vihara and stay for longer than normal. Everyone dresses in pure white to show cleanliness and the pureness of the mind. Giving alms to the monks is also a very important part of Vesak. On this day, meats and non-vegetarian foods are avoided. A sweet porridge is served traditionally to represent the maiden who offered the Buddha a bowl of milk porridge. On Vesak, people donate food and clothing to the poor and provide financial aid to temples, monasteries, and schools where Buddhism is preached and practiced. On the full moon of May 2021, the sacred remains of the Buddha will be paraded around Kathmandu Valley and will be accompanied by chanting and singing. Just like all the other years, the day will be spent mainly at the temple where they will meditate and observe the teachings of Lord Buddha. Next, Lucinda will be talking about Vesak in Tibet.
Vesak in Tibet. Vesak around the world. Why we celebrate Vesak? As Buddhists, we are celebrating the noble milestones of the life of Gautama Lord Buddha. That is the precious birth of him attaining Nibbana, enlightenment, after realizing the Four Noble Truths and Maya Parivana when he left the world. So this day is very important for Buddhists around the world. What other countries celebrate Vesak? Sri Lanka, the country that we're from, Tibet, the country I'm going to be talking about, Nepal, India, only few parts like Mongolia, Bangladesh, and Malaysia. Vesak in Tibet. Tibet, East Asian country situated in the northern side of the Himalayas, now a part of China after invasion, is nicknamed the roof of the world for its towering peaks. Religion. Tibetan Buddhism is a distinctive form of Mahayana and Vajrayana, which is introduced into Tibet from Sanskrit Buddhist tradition of northern India. Tibet believes Gautama Lord Buddha comes to the Vesak Valley, which lies in the western Tibet near Holy Mountain Kailash and Lake Masober on Vesak full moon Poya day. He brings powerful spiritual energy of Shambhala to assembled masters, initiates, and disciples of the hierarchy for the assimilation and eventual distribution of Shambhala force throughout the world. They named the Vesak celebration as Sagadava or Buddha Purnima. So many Buddhists gather in Vesak Valley to pay their homage to Lord Buddha. Vesak Festival in Vesak Valley. Pilgrimage from the surrounding gathers and practices the Vesak Festival on full moon May. Vesak is a sacred ceremony that takes place each year between the Buddha, the Christ, and the united spiritual hierarchy as a blessing and poured forth upon our planet. The force of enlightenment poured forth upon our planet. The forces of enlightenment originate from near of God, flows outward into the human consciousness. The festival is a great festival in Eastern, which is fixed annually in relation to the full moon of Taurus in April or May. The Dalai Lama. The Dalai Lama is one of the most important spiritual leaders within Buddhism. He was doing his great work to spread the message of Buddhism and encourage the path to Nibbana to all Buddhists, and the title holds a great leader. Buddhists believe that the Dalai Lama is a reincarnation of a spiritual being called a Bodhisattva, who chose to be reborn over and over to share wisdom and help people. The current Dalai Lama is actually the 14th person to hold the title. After China invaded and took control of Tibet and banned the practice of Buddhism, the Dalai Lama fled to India, where he lives today.
but many people still consider him the spiritual leader of Tibet. Next, we'll be doing Buddhism in Myanmar. This is by Lily.
Thank you, Risindhu. Okay, so this is Vesak in Myanmar, also known as Burma. When is Vesak Day? Burmese Buddhists, which is about 90% of the population, celebrate Vesak this year on Tuesday, May 25th. What happens on Vesak Day? For Burmese Buddhists, the day that Buddha gained enlightenment, or Vesak, occurred on the full moon day of the Kusun month, Myanmar lunar calendar. It is called Kusun full moon day, but also called Buddha Day. On Kusun full moon day, all shops, offices, markets, banks, restaurants, etc. are closed. How is Vesak Day celebrated? Hymns are sung in praise of the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. The Buddhist flag is hoisted. Flowers, candles, and incense are brought to the temple to offer to the Buddha. Food is offered to the monks. How is Vesak Day celebrated? Continued from the last slide. Buddhist precepts are more strictly followed on this day. Meditation is practiced. People come to pour water from silver bowls into the ground around the sacred Bodhi tree. Parades and processions are also held to water the Bodhi tree and honor Buddha. Burmese Buddhists also cook a pot of rice and milk to mark the Buddha's last meal before enlightenment. Here's some more pictures. And thank you. Next is Nemeth and Vivanya, who are doing their presentation on Thailand, Vesak in Thailand.
Thank you, Lily. My name is Nemeth, and I'm going to be talking about Vesak in Thailand. Vesak in Thailand. Thailand celebrates Vesak in May. In Thailand, Buddhists celebrate Vesak by worshipping the Buddha and learn about Vesak. It's very similar to how we celebrate in Sri Lanka. The date changes every year, but it is the month of May. In Thailand, they call Vesak Visakha Buka. They observe the 5 precepts. On Vesak, Buddhists and followers assemble in their various temples before dawn for the ceremonial and honorable hoisting of the Buddhist flag and the singing of hymns in praise of the Holy Triple Gem, the Buddha, the Dharma, his teachings, and the Sangha, his disciples. Vesak Day is celebrated through meditation and observing the 8 precepts. Celebrations include dances, poems, parades, processions, deep meditation, theatrical performances, and puppet shows. Most people will visit a temple today across Thailand. People dress up for this important occasion, many of them in all white, and head to a temple before dawn for the ceremonial hoisting of the Buddhist flag. Another important aspect of the morning's festivities is giving alms to the monks. In Thailand, most people dress up in white for Vesak, and they visit their temples before dawn for a ceremonial hoisting of the Buddhist flag. People also give alms to the monks. People will not eat meat and go vegetarian. On the evening of Vesak, a candlelight procession will take place. It is when you walk around the temple 3 times clockwise and holding a candle and incense sticks. It is done to commemorate the 3 jewels. Thank you for listening to my topic, and next, Darusha will be sharing about Vesak Day for Japan.
Thank you, Nemeth and Vivanya. I'm going to talk about Vesak in Japan. How they celebrate Vesak. Many of the holidays' local traditions revolve around flowers, mostly lotus flowers, which came up where Prince Siddhartha walked. In temples, adihartis are also invited to bathe the Buddha statue. The Buddha statue is sprinkled with amacha, and lotus flowers are hung around the Buddha's neck. Amacha is a form of Japanese sweet tea made from different kinds of hydrogani leaves. Kanbastui. Kanbastui or Han Matsuri, depending on where you live in Japan, is a flower festival. This event is the biggest festival celebrated for Vesak in Japan. It is officially held on the 8th of April to coincide with the blooming of cherry blossoms. After religious ceremonies, once religious ceremonies have drawn to a close, you'll see thousands of lampies soaring into the sky. Many lamps travel to pilgrimage site of Lumbini, Nepal, to celebrate the Buddha's birthplace. Thank you for listening to our Vesak Around the World presentations.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි අපිව ලෝකෙ වටේ වෙසක් බලන්න එක්කන් ගියාට.
We would like to extend our gratitudes to Mapa Uncle and Udani Auntie for the great effort.
දැන් අපි යමුද වෙසක් බලන්න අපේ වෙසක් කලාපයට?
Sure, some of our friends are eagerly waiting to show us their Vesak decorations. Let's have a look at that now.
Go hamasmi lokassa, jetto hamasmi lokassa, setto hamasmi lokassa, ayamanti ma jati natti dani punabbao.
සඳ වතුරක් සේමෙත් සොමි ගුණේනා දිව මතුරක් සේ තුඩ තුඩ රඳනා සමිඳුනි ඔබ වේවා පියුම් ගොමු හදවිල් ජලයේ හිරුසේ ලොව සනසවනා තරුවියනක් සේ සිත පහදවනා උදාලා හිරුසේ ලොව සනසවනා තරුවියනක් සේ සිත පහදවනා සමිඳුනි ඔබ වේවා පහන් ටැඹ මාලය මණ්ඩලේ සඳ වතුරක් සේමෙත් සොමි ගුණේනා දිව මතුරක් සේ තුඩ තුඩ රඳනා සමිඳුනි ඔබ වේවා පියුම් ගොමු හදවිල් ජලයේ සුවඳක් සේ සුළඟට වඩිනා මව්වදනක් සේ සෙනෙහස ගලනා මල් සුවඳක් සේ සුළඟට වඩිනා මව්වදනක් සේ සෙනෙහස ගලනා සමිඳුනි ඔබ වේවා පිහිට මට මේ බව කතරේ සඳ වතුරක් සේමෙත් සොමි ගුණේනා දිව මතුරක් සේ තුඩ තුඩ රඳනා සමිඳුනි ඔබ වේවා පියුම් ගොමු හදවිල් ජලයේ
නිවන් දුටු හිමි රුවන් පිළිරුව පමණි මට අද ශේෂ වූයේ හිමි දෙසූ බණ අසා ඇති මුදු ඇසූයේ හිමිගේ අඬින්නෝ අනේ පිඩු සිටු පුතුට මෙන් අනේ හිමියනි මටද දැන් දෙසාවද හල මැනවි බුදුවන මහා කරුණාවෙන් මහා කරුණාවෙන් මහා කරුණාවෙන් මහා කරුණාවෙන් ගලක් වීනම් මමත් ඉවසමි යකුළු පහරද කැපීවෙන් වෙන ඔබේ පිළිරුව නිම කරන්නට කලාකරුවකු අතින් ලැබෙනා එයින් හිමිහුරු කලා වූ ශාන්තිය මට ලැබේවා මහා කරුණාවෙන් මහා කරුණාවෙන් මහා කරුණාවෙන් මහා කරුණාවෙන් බව ලැබ සිටින මාහට මලක් අද ඔබ දෙපා පාමුල විඳින සිහිලස නොමැත මාහට මලක් බෝදා මගේ ජීවය ඔබේ පාමුල පරවුණාවේ නිවන් දුටු හිමි රුවන් පිළිරුව පමණි මට අද ශේෂ වූයේ හිමි දෙසූ බණ අසා ඇති මුදු ඇසූයේ හිමිගේ අඬින්නෝ අනේ පිඩු සිටු පුතුට මෙන් අනේ හිමියනි මටද දැන් දෙසාවද හල මැනවි බුදුබන් මහා කරුණාවෙන් 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 මහා
Rahatun nivasana paya prakashe Rahatun nivasana paya prakashe Bhulo mate me Devulo Name Puramuni Sasana Vasi Irdiyen Yanna
Apa Samate Pimbara Vesak Celebration Huelva Serenade Serenade
Tunge
Irdiyen Yannaho Nikrahatunge
Sevenaleni Thiru Rashmiya Bange Sevenaleni Thiru Rashmiya Bange Manil Nilungha Olu Pushpani Atte Pokunuwala Bojala Padi Seru panti panti pinati ose
Seru panti panti pinati bose
Anuradhanagara Den pene ose Anuradhanagara Den pene ose
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Paramita balapurita pujita Uttarivakarayano
Vesak din dinu se kalor Vesak din dinu se kalor Uttarivakarayano
Paramita balapurita pujita Uttarivakarayano
Vesak din dinu se kalor Uttarivakarayano
Tanasemu Uttadimu නිසිපාදේ පිහිනමු පිහිනමු බුදු ගුණ මූදේ පාරමිතා බල පූරිත පූජිත බුද්ධ දිවාකර යානෝ
වෙසක් පොහෝ දින දිනුසේ කලොව බුද්ධ දිවාකර යානෝ
සංසා මුළු ලොව නිවන් ලබාදී
පුණ්‍ය මහෝදදි ශාන්ත සමාධි
සංසා මුළු ලොව නිවන් ලබාදී
පුණ්‍ය මහෝදදි ශාන්ත සමාධි
සංගාමර ගුරු ලෝක ශිවංකර බුද්ධ දිවාකර යානෝ සංගාමර ගුරු ලෝක ශිවංකර බුද්ධ දිවාකර යානෝ මාර පරාජය කලමු නිදුන්ගේ පරාජය කලමු නිදුන්ගේ කරුණාසීතල මෙත්සාරා ගලාවසි තුන්ලෝතලයේ දුක් ගිමන් නිවා අමසෙත සාරා
උතුරස් කෙටිවී නැගියා ලෝකේ විසයයි දුකඳුරු මුළු තුන් ලෝකේ උතුරස් කෙටිවී නැගියා ලෝකේ විසයයි දුකඳුරු මුළු තුන්
සබ්බ පාපස්සාකරණ කුසලස්ස උපසම්පදා සචිත්ත පරියෝදපන ඒතා බුද්ධානුශාසන සියලු පාපයන්ගෙන් මිදෙන්න කුසල් දම් වඩන්න සිත දමනය කරගන්න මෙය සියලු බුදුවරුන්ගේ අනුශාසනාවයි
කලොව බුද්ධ දිවාකර යානෝ
Beautiful creations. We especially like to extend our gratitude to Sri Lanka Uncle for creating this beautiful video and to all the participants who shared their beautiful Vesak decorations with us.
අපේ වෙසක් උත්සවය මෙතනින් අවසන් වෙනවා. ගරුතර සුමනවංශ නායක හාමුදුරුවන්ටත් සාරද හාමුදුරුවන්ටත් අපේ ගෞරව පූර්වක නමස්කාරය පුද කරනවා. ඒ වගේම මේ වෙනුවෙන් කැපවී කටයුතු කර ගුරුවරුන්, දෙමාපියන් සහ දරුදරියන් ඇතුළු උදවි උපකාර කර සෑම සියලු දෙනාටත් අපි බෙහෙවින්ම ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා. මේ වෙසක් උත්සවය ලස්සනට ඉදිරිපත් කිරීමට ගොඩක් කාලය වැය කරමින් කටයුතු කර වරුණි නැන්දටත්, ජනනි නැන්දටත්, නිරංජලා නැන්දටත් අපේ හද පිරි ස්තුතිය පිරුණමනවා. හැමින සිට ඔබ සෑම දෙනාටමත් සහභාගී වුණු සෑම දෙනාටමත් ස්තුතියි. සැමටමත් සුබ වෙසක්. තෙරුවන් සරණයි.
With that, we conclude our Kids Vesak program. We would like to extend our sincere gratitude to the Most Venerable Sumanalansha Thero and Sarada Thero for their guidance. Also, teachers, parents, and kids for their hard work and dedication. Also, everyone who helped us in many ways to make this event successful. Additionally, we would like to thank Auntie Bari, Auntie Janani, and Auntie Niranjala for all the hard work they have done to put all of these together. Thank you so much for everyone for joining us today. Wish you all a very happy Vesak, and may you all be protected by the Triple Noble Gem.
බුද්ධානුභාවීන සිත්නෙත් පහන්නේ මෙත් මල් පිපිලා මුදිතා ජලාසිය නංමා ප්‍රභාලුතුරා රශ්මි මාලා එළදෙරන ජන ජය මංගලානි එළදෙරන ජන ජය මංගලානි බුද්ධානුභාවීන සිත්නෙත් පහන්නේ එළදෙරන ජන ජයතු ජය මංගලානි එළදෙරන ජන ජයතු ජය මංගලානි බුද්ධානුභාවීන සිත්විත් පහන්නේ මෙත් මල් පිපිලා මුදිතා ජලාසේ නංවා ප්‍රබානෝ තුරා රශ්මිමාලා එළදෙරන ජන ජයතු ජය මංගලානි එළදෙරන ජන ජයතු ජය මංගලානි එළදෙරන ජන ජයතු ජය මංගලානි බුද්ධානුභාවීන සිත්විත් පහන්නේ මෙත් මල් පිපිලා මුදිතා ජලාසේ නංවා ප්‍රබාලු තුරා රශ්මිමාලා එළදෙරන ජන ජයතු ජය මංගලානි එළදෙරන ජන ජයතු ජය මංගලානි